I think that looks pretty spectacular.
That's the look you're going for?
Why is yours all fuzzy?
I don't know. Don't know, Jeremy. It's just a background. Okay.
Is that your background or is that a background? That's your background. It's got a Gators. You're looking all fancy back there. That's why I
Yeah,
have
buddy.
fancy backgrounds, because I don't have a fancy house.
I'm sitting at my bar at home. No biggie.
Drinking some beers.
No.
Why not?
No beers.
Liquors.
Jeremy,
Bradford.
why don't you welcome everybody to Briggity Bro Bob's Big Time Podcast?
Briggity Bro Bob. Briggity Bro Bob. We're a running podcast. Yes, we are. We're the Briggity Bro Bobs with Bradford. That's you. And Jeremy. That's me. We like to talk about running. Briggity Bro Bob's Big Time Running Podcast with Bradford and Jeremy.
Can you do one for the $100 running challenge too?
Who's got $100? We don't, cause we spent that money on some shoes. Had to spend $75 so we don't get that straight up challenge. I don't know.
Why don't you do the entire episode in song?
The part, because I can't breathe.
You okay, Jeremy?
No, I'm still sick, bruh.
From running too fast the other day?
I ran today too.
And how did that go?
Too fast. 20 minutes.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think that had anything to do with my coughing, wheezing, can't breathe self. But
Can you be sure?
yeah, because I haven't been able to breathe right for weeks now. Well, like a week and a half. But
So then why'd you run so fast?
I had to get it over with. 20 minutes.
So how's your $100 running challenge going?
I've run 2 times. And like truly just trying to get through this school year. Like at the end of the school year, I don't know for those who don't know, but it's crazy busy. So just crazy busy. This week alone, I've got like 5 things every single day that I've got to do. Tomorrow night, I've got a college counseling thing. Wednesday is Navigator night where we do our sports awards. Thursday is challenge course, Elliot's graduation thing. Friday is my exam. Saturday is graduation. Just crazy stuff. So it's like just a lot. But
Wow.
I don't have anything on Monday. I don't have anything on Monday, which is nice.
Nothing, huh?
No, I mean, it's a holiday. So I have off.
What's the holiday?
Memorial Day.
Is it?
Yeah.
You gonna run?
I'm going to run. I'm planning. What I need to do, and I figured it out.
Did you really though?
With no plan, I have you as motivation. And I
Okay.
have a goal, which is July 28th. But with no plan, I have no direction. I need at least one direction. See what I did there?
Do you want to sing that?
I don't know. I'm sure I've heard their songs. I couldn't tell you a song off the top of my head.
The story of my life?
I sing it for me. I don't know. I'm awful with music.
Feel my life.
Whoa.
I don't know how it goes.
Maybe you should be the one singing the introduction.
I mean, I wouldn't disagree with you.
Are you saying that my singing is bad?
Maybe next week I'll come with my own intro.
I will have dueling intros.
Why don't we just leave it up to one person a week? Let's not make an entire show of intros.
Well, look, our first one of our first episodes, we did the whole like you introduced us with the AI, and we just completely went away from that. So, what are you doing, dude? These Louise, we look more and more alike every day. It's
No,
kind of
Jeremy.
sad. It's kind of sad.
Uh-uh.
Uh huh.
Mm-mm.
See,
No, Jeremy.
this this is an auditory podcast and an experience, Brad.
Use your ears, dude.
You can't just do things on the video that people can't hear,
Couldn't have said it
bro.
better myself.
Yeah, I know. Who knows which of us said that? It could have been you. It could have been me. Our voices are almost exactly identical as well.
So, what have you learned through the $100 running challenge thus far?
That $100 can actually go pretty far. I think I've felt now that I know that I can't afford like there are very few options for me in the super shoes. I think I'm pretty much relegated to a traditional shoe, which is fine. Um, why not go to the Brooks Restart for a majority of my like easy mileage shoes? Like, there's no purpose to not do that when I can save a ton of money. You know what I mean? Like, what am I trying to prove? And I have this weird thing where I feel kind of like a poser if my shoes look clean and new when
Yeah,
I'm out there running.
we've gone over this in previous episode that you
I
don't
know
like clean shoes.
I don't like clean shoes. So if I
How is
get a,
that being a poser?
I just feel like people will look at me and be like, oh, well, look, this guy's new to the whole thing. Look, his shoes are new. And I'll just be like,
Look at
well,
this
you're
obese man. Of course, he's new to running with his brand new white fancy shoes. Hey,
see,
nice first run, you loser.
that's exactly what I assume people are thinking are going to say to me. I don't know, Brad. I have a serious
Go back
inferiority
home.
complex. My self-esteem is super duper low. That's why I don't do anything new. Like, that's why I don't go and lift weights because I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I've figured out that I can run.
Take an Uber for your donuts next time.
Brad. So I think that's what I've learned. I've learned that $100 for shoes can go a long way. Now, we haven't even broached actual
You
running
should have
clothes.
saved money and bought Ozempic.
Are you done?
Just still rolling through my head what people could possibly be yelling at you that would embarrass you.
Any number of things. Look at that lard. Here comes Beast Boy.
Save your money for a bigger belt, fat ass.
See, that's a good one. I do need a new belt. Not because mine's too small, but because it's broken. I got a cheap one, so it's all bent and not good. Although I do have a belt that I've had since like 2001, and that thing is awesome.
Because it's one of those stretchy, super long ones from the 90s
No, it's
that you
just
like. It would basically be hanging out the back like a tail.
it. Look, it's straight leather. I mean,
Straight leather.
yeah.
There's nothing else.
Well, and it has a buckle, but that's it. Like, it's really good. And I got it from American Eagle, but the thing has lasted like a champ, and it shows like it's worn well. I love that belt. I couldn't tell you the last time I was in American Eagle, but that belt is from it. So I showed Katie my graduation speech today, and she told me it was pretty much the stupidest thing she's ever read. So
That
now
is not true.
I've got to go back to the drawing board. She didn't say that. She said it was good, but I made it too specific. I need to broaden it out and generalize it a little bit, which I agree with. She's right about that. So
I'm pretty sure I gave you some fair criticism, but
you did, and I took that criticism and I applied it to my speech, but like it was just too specific to me in my class and the students I've had in my class, whereas I haven't had all of the seniors. So I want to make sure that I include them because it is their day too. It's their day. It's not Jeremy's day. It's their day.
why don't you just do that? Today's not about me. It's about you. Happy graduation.
my first line. I told you my first line, right? When I was asked if I would be the speaker at graduation, I was like, "No way." I was just going to leave it at that. Turn around and go back and sit down. I was like, "No way," and then go and sit down.
Nope.
I'm going to send that to the person who has to put it together and see what she says.
Do you get like the prompters like you're at a presidential rally?
No, we do have like individualized like folders that are color coded. So my speech will be in the folder so I can pull it out and have it right there for when
Yeah.
it's time for me to go up. But yeah, I'm
How
super
many
scared.
how many miles have you run in the $100 challenge?
So 5. I think you were thinking that it was going to be higher than that.
As
Uh,
fast as possible.
that wasn't as fast as possible, actually. The first day I ran in the $100 challenge did not feel fast at all. I just was running. Today definitely felt like more of a struggle. I think it's just my breathing is a little bit more labored than it was back then. Um, you know, 5 days ago or whatever it was. So when was this? It's Thursday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, so like 4 days ago. But it felt good. What about you, Brad? So what did you learn? So let's get off of Jeremy and get on to Bradford. What have you learned in this $100 challenge?
Honestly, if I had to be 100% honest, like my deep down darkest secrets whilst only spending $100 is, man, I would really like to spend a lot more. And I ran the half marathon with Stephanie yesterday,
Yeah,
and I thought to myself, like, the shoes are fine, but like my feet got tired. I mean, I think we ran 2 hours 24 minutes. So my feet were just like my legs weren't tired, but my feet were tired.
yeah.
Uh, like your toes start getting tired, where it feels
So
like, man, I've really had a toe workout today.
what did Steph wear?
I got her a brand new pair of Brooks Ghost Max because
Okay,
that's been like her favorite training shoe.
I want to try those after the $100 challenge.
Yeah. I
So
also got her a really nice pair of uh how do you say it? Is it Saucony or Saucony?
Saucony.
Saucony?
Yeah, it's not
Why isn't
Saucony.
it Saucony?
Because it's not like why isn't fork?
So I got her a pair of, I think they were the Rides
Yeah, I love the ride.
with the new Power Run
Yeah,
sole.
I used to love the ride. It's not my favorite anymore. My first pair of real running shoes outside of like even in college. When I graduated from college, I went to running, etc. And finally got fit for a pair of shoes. They were wide width and I loved them. They were so
Just
comfy.
because they were wide.
Well, they were wide and they were nice. Like I'm sure that we didn't get the nicest shoes in college. What did we run in the Supernovas? They were fine.
I don't think that Adidas even makes very good trainers, period.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you
Yeah.
looked at all of the major running brands, Adidas is the worst daily trainers.
Yeah, I couldn't disagree with you. I mean, they do make them like the stupid marathon shoe in existence, but that's not a
They
train.
just re-released that.
Did they?
Yep.
In preparation for like the Olympics and stuff, or what?
There's
Because
obviously, I think that they know that there's a market for it. And if you can charge and get $500 a pop, why
five
wouldn't you?
$100 for a pair of shoes. Do you have a pair, Brad?
Nope. We're in the
Brad,
middle of the $100 challenge.
do, it doesn't mean you didn't get a pair before that.
Nope.
Are you lying to
No,
me?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm honestly upset because when I was at the half marathon yesterday, there was like everybody was wearing the new Alpha Fly, the neon yellow one,
Uh huh.
and I really wanted it. And then I kept thinking, man, it would be fun. Like it would have been way more comfortable in a pair of super shoes than these Nike pegs.
Well, think about it. put yourself now in my position. I don't wear super shoes. I can't wear them. So does that put me at like a bit of a disadvantage?
From a comfort level,
Yeah,
no, absolutely not. You'd be more uncomfortable in super shoes because they're so narrow. So
you completely missed the point.
that's a fact.
You've missed the point.
That's a
If they
fact.
made a
No,
wide width,
I honestly thought about this. I said Jeremy would be miserable in those shoes. They're super narrow. And shoes that don't fit.
that is
Like,
profound.
I mean, that's a fact.
What?
And if it doesn't fit, you know what happens?
You must have quit.
Uncomfortable. You're uncomfortable. And you
Well,
know what
yeah.
happens if you're uncomfortable? You're
What
not
I'm
going to run well.
saying,
You're not going to run well.
what
No way, Jose.
what I'm
You
saying is
will
that
not run well. Not today, bub. Not any day. It doesn't
what
matter how fit you are. Oh, my feet. Oh, these shoes are so tight.
I mean, if I
These,
could run a half
these
marathon
super shoes are narrow.
in
Damn
23
these
minutes,
super shoes.
I could probably get by on 23 minutes of running.
For a
Like,
5K,
okay, so the question stands: do most of the people who are running need to be wearing super shoes?
I think so the last two half marathons that I've done like absolutely as leisurely as possible.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Just stop making us try to feel bad.
I'm saying like I wasn't going all out. Like
Yeah.
I really enjoyed both the run experiences. I was able to like participate with things that are going on around me, eat whatever I wanted while it was going. This one I stopped for a poop break,
Ooh, good.
which was like it was just kind of enjoyable thinking, okay, like there's a line of 10 people for the bathroom. No biggie. I'm
You didn't just
stopping.
you didn't just pop a squat right there and poop on the course.
No, I will say what was disgusting though is those things were hot boxes.
Oh
And
yeah.
so when you walked in, there was just a sweat covered seat
Oof.
of a portalet, which is already disgusting.
That is, yeah. That's
Uh,
extra.
It
No,
was
you like
it
pooping
was
in the middle of
slippery.
races, Brad.
It was slippery.
Yeah, you got to figure
Whoa.
that out.
Whoa.
Did you
That's
slip off almost?
yeah. Yep. And so I would say priority number one is comfort.
So that's what a super shoe does for you, then.
I think super shoes are super comfortable for me.
Well, I would imagine people aren't wearing them if they're not comfortable. And maybe they don't even realize that they're not. Maybe that's their expectation. They're like, well,
I think the majority of super shoes, there's a few that like go against this trend, but they're not inherently stable. Like,
yeah.
yes, the carbon plate adds some level of stability, but the super foams are so soft that I could actually see people having more sore ankles and sore feet because of the amount of work.
Well, and think the stack height is so tall. Like if you have any inclination to overpronate, I would imagine that that's even more
Right.
pronounced in a pair of those guys. Yeah.
And so I would honestly think if I was giving somebody that is prioritizing finishing, being able to run again, like extent like just an overall enjoyment standpoint, I would say, and I'm trying to think of like what a time cutoff would be. And I would think that the time cutoff would be somewhere for a half marathon, like I would say sub 140.
Sub 140, you benefit from the super shoes more than.
No, I think that it's worth okay, an hour and 40 minutes. You're probably efficient enough to like gain benefit of a super shoe.
Yeah.
Um anything over an hour 40, like I would just be prioritizing stability and comfort.
So I've never run in the Ghost Max. What is that like?
I think it feels like very generous under your foot, like a very it's got like a very uniform feel to it. It feels way more stable than I think it looks given its stack height.
Yeah.
Like the platform of it is pretty wide. Um, and I think surprisingly for the amount of uh of cushion that's under it, like I think it's super versatile.
So it's not too soft.
No.
Okay, because I like again, I just had one chance with the Bondi from Hoka, and that thing
Yeah.
is just awful for
And I
me.
would also say those parameters are also dictated by what your weight is. So like
Tons of guns.
Kira's teammates run in Bondies all the time, and they weigh 92 pounds, and
Right.
like what the hell does it matter at that point?
Right. But when you weigh 200 of solid steel, just trucking along, like you're going to
So
compress that foam.
but I was talking with the guy at our local running store. He finished second in the marathon yesterday.
Okay. Is that the good guy? Like the
Amen. Yeah.
yeah.
So he ran, I think he ran 225.
Okay.
So ironically, as we were coming in, you know, like
He was finishing.
he
That's
started a
cool.
little before us, but like literally in the with 100 meters to go, I was like, all right, Amen.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So his favorite daily trainer for all of his runs has been the Ghost Max.
Huh. All right. Well, once we're done with this $100 challenge, I'll maybe procure myself a pair and see what it's all about.
So yeah, I mean, so the last two half marathons have made me really prioritize. Boy, it's just nice to be comfortable. Like if
Yeah.
you're going to be out there for 2 hours,
Like I love the peg, but at like when I've done the marathon in them and the half marathon, it's just like it is that time, and it's just like the cushioning, which isn't super cushy. I can't wait to try the new one though. The new one looks pretty sick. I don't know if the cushioning's any different, but it's versatile. It just doesn't seem to be enough at the end of a longer effort.
I think it's like the Pegasus. If I could like earmark it, it's the perfect like one for high school runners.
Mhm.
Like that thing is a no brainer.
Yep.
And then I think if you're like out of school training, like if you're training for a 5K, 10K, it that is like an absolute do it all shoe.
And Brad, what are we training for right now?
A 5K, I wasn't expecting to have to run a half marathon in it.
Yeah, but we're training for a 5K, so you chose like the
Yeah.
shoe.
Yeah. I mean, is it luck? Is it chance? Is it the fact that I'm a badass? I tend to lean towards the badassery.
I don't know. I think my shoe's pretty top notch too. I think the launch is a pretty solid, although a little lighter weight. I'm not doing a ton of mileage, so it should be okay.
Yeah, I would say the difference is like for the major, you would get away on the majority. Like the Pegasus has better grip for like a little bit of off roading,
Right. I don't have a whole
and
lot of that here.
and I think if the uh you have the launch,
Yeah, launch 9.
I think the launch is a little more. It just feels lower to the ground. It feels more racy than the peg
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I went with because, we have to race in it.
because you've been racing every day that you run in them.
I mean, I'm getting ready for the 5K.
You're just
Have
gonna be like that one high school kid that's like, I'm gonna break sub 4 in the mile, so I'm just gonna start like only running 60s, and I'm just gonna keep like
for as long as I can.
extending it out. Yep.
I mean, is that a bad idea?
Yes, it's a terrible idea.
So you're saying it's not possible?
I don't think you can extend race pace just forever.
Well, no. But if my race pace is, let's say, 7:15, that's not like crazy fast.
It is for somebody.
Okay, you're right. You're right. For me right now, it feels crazy fast. But I would imagine in like 2 months, 7:15 pace shouldn't feel overly challenging.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, 5 miles a week, and uh I mean, you'd be up to like 15, 20 miles. Yeah.
That's all you need to really
Yeah,
do to do a
I
5K,
definitely
Brad.
think you'll be running your runs at 7:15 pace at that point.
If I
Makes
just run,
total sense.
if I just run 7:15s for every part of my run, and ultimately get up to 25 miles a week, I'm gonna be a monster. What that
Sure.
means though is if I'm running my race pace for longer than my race is, or close to as long as my race is, I should
Is it really your
theoretically
race pace?
be able to run faster than race pace.
So so you think if you go out and run all out every single day,
I didn't say all out. I said 7:15. If I'm running 7:15,
7:15 is all out for you right now.
I don't know. I was running like 7:40 pace at the end of my run.
For how long?
4/10.
Then you were hunched over,
No.
coughing, hacking, sucking wind. Yeah, look at you, even thinking about 7:15 pace.
It's bringing back memories. It was hard.
I've still been looking for what clothes I'm gonna be wearing. So Levi and I stopped and we went to the grocery store yesterday, and then we
Yeah.
were gone for like 2+ hours because we went and got a coffee together. And then Levi was playing me like his playlist in the car.
Yeah.
And then we were driving and literally drove past it. I said, pulled into an ice cream store and said, we've got to go back. Turned around, went backwards to what was it called? It was like Discount Clothing Mart or something. It was
Ooh.
basically, it was place blew our minds. It's basically a thrift store. And while we're in there, Levi said, if Jeremy comes over, we've got to take him to this place. You and Jeremy would be here all day.
We,
So
I
we
mean,
walked in, we started looking around at all the men's clothes, and I was like, man, Levi, this place is really freaking expensive. And then we went, and then we found this entire new world. They had shoes, like like LeBron James shoes, Kyrie shoes, Jordans. Then they had another section that they had Louis Vuitton bags. They had fishing
so
gear.
this is an upscale place.
Yeah, well, not really.
Oh.
It wasn't. It just they had to happen to have some wildly expensive things. And then they had on the back wall all of these vintage shirts hanging up.
Oh yeah.
So I took a picture of one, and it's from Williamsburg, Virginia.
Hey, I live 12 minutes from there.
Busch Gardens.
Hey, I took you there.
Fear the Four.
So is that 4 roller coasters?
I guess so. Is there one like
Lock,
called the Wolf?
Big Bad Wolf.
The Pegasus?
Oh, that's not there anymore.
The Ghost or something?
Oh, I mean the Loch Ness monster
I see that one.
and the Big Bad Wolf. I don't know the other two,
You don't know? Well, no, you knew the Big Bad Wolf, the Loch Ness Monster, and the Pegasus.
and that one's not there anymore.
Well, yeah, I said it was a vintage shirt, Jeremy.
Yeah, but that one's not there though.
Right, that's kind of the point of vintage is that's older.
Hey, Big Bad Wolf's not there anymore either.
There was no like goblin or something like that.
No. What? Is that Alpengeist?
Bet you it is.
That ride sucks.
Fear the Four. Guess how much a Fear the Four Busch Gardens vintage T-shirt is?
$44.
You could probably work here.
How much was it?
150.
What? For a Busch Gardens t-shirt?
I couldn't get. I didn't. Could make no sense of it.
What?
Yeah,
Wow. That's
crazy.
crazy. I still want to go there when I come visit, but we'll have to. I'll try to come up this summer.
So, but we went through and went all these clothes, and I was like, ah, man, that's kind of expensive. $12 for this little technical shirt. Like, yeah, I get it. It's brand new, but we're at a thrift store. And then when we're leaving, we saw a sign that said all yellow and orange tags, 50% off. And so I said, now we got to go back and verify how amazing some of these deals are.
Yes, now you know.
Yep.
So how was that? Did you go back to that technical shirt, or did you say you're going to do that later, like at a different date?
I don't know. I don't know. One of the things, so I could basically do the whole outfit there. So, but they didn't have any shorts with liners, but they did sell used skivvies hanging up.
Gibby. I
Yep.
haven't heard that term in a while. Did any of them have any nice stains on them?
I did not want to look.
You probably should sell some of yours, and it should come with a story. I think
Look,
you sell yours, and it comes with a story.
I didn't even think you could donate underwear.
Most places won't let you.
Oh, and then they had an entire area of like, there was an entire area of boxers. And I remembered like, when we were in college and when I was we were in high school, like boxers was the thing.
Yeah.
Boxer briefs was non-existent.
Nope.
And then like you grew out of the phase. Little kids wore whitey tighties.
Yep. And then when you got bigger, you got your boxers. That's right.
Yep. And so I'm running, and where this is all going, this all ties itself together because in the half marathon that morning, I'm running and I was wearing a Patagonia shirt,
Of course. Yeah. That's nice.
and it says like Patagonia Trail Running on the back. And I'm running and I'm talking to Steph, and we had literally just passed the Christmas Story house. And some guy comes trotting past me and he goes, "You're wearing the wrong shirt. There's no trails around here." And then I go, "Man, that's kind of weird." And then I look up and he's wearing basketball shorts with boxers
Oh
hanging out
no,
and basically like a crop top football jersey.
dude, that's the style right there,
And
Brad.
I was like, well, he kind of flew past me, but this is the wrong sport. Like, you should be playing pickup basketball or football in that ridiculous garb you're wearing, dude.
Well, look, I'm glad you didn't come back at him because maybe he's one of our viewers or listeners.
Doubt it.
I doubt it too. Yeah, like optimism, trying a little bit.
That guy's gonna have torsion of the testicles, 100%.
So I did modify my shorts.
You just made him spandex.
I did. And it doesn't look bad because my shirt covers the waistband, so it doesn't look like I'm wearing some weird belt. But
It looks
so,
like an elementary school kid's ballerina dress.
yes. How did you know? No, so I took off all of that fabric. That fabric was so heavy, but the
Okay,
tights are so thick. They're just thick, thick boy, and they don't fit very well, so they were kind of loose in some places. I'm like, man, this is this is gonna be pleasant. But look, when you spend like $7 on a pair of shorts, you kind of get
through
what you pay
Amazon.
for through Amazon.
I
My
have
shirt
to
looks good
imagine
though.
like there's a bunch of thrift stores by me. I thought about Played Against Sports, but I don't think that they sell running clothing.
Oh, I know mine doesn't. Yeah.
And so I have to imagine one of the thrift stores around me is going to have like some used Nikes or something.
Nike shirts and stuff.
Anything.
So, why are you a brand whore? Number one.
I'm not. I'm just using it as a generalized like sport
And
short.
number two, we talked about this. Like, you can ultimately run in whatever you want to. The shoes are the
Yeah,
most important
but you
part.
got to buy it.
Yes. What I'm saying is the shoe, you can go get a t shirt from the thrift store for $1.
Yep.
Just put a band aid over your nips.
Yep. Levi told me to get like one of those old school hold football jerseys.
Oh, yeah. I think you should get a t-shirt and cut it so that the armpit holes are all the way down to like your love
Like a
handle.
weightlifter.
Yeah. And that way you just look pretty cool as you're walking up to the line like, "What's up, dudes? I'm ready to throw down my 5K."
Dude.
Dude. Hey, Eddie. You calm down, dude. You calm down. Don't you shake your head at me. Anyway, he just told me no. He shook his head at me. Come here, buddy. You're a good boy.
So you ran a total of 5 miles last week.
No. I ran a total of 2.5 miles last week. I've started this week with a 2.5.
I did 21 miles.
That's because of your half.
Yeah.
That's a
Means
big
I
week.
did another 8 somewhere.
That's big. So I'm gonna sit down tomorrow in my downtime because I have so much of it, and I'm gonna plan out like the next month, just where I want to be in the next month, so I can make sure that I hold myself accountable. Because if I don't have a plan, I think like I'm like, oh well, I'll just miss today, and not that I'm gonna feel obligated, like if something is not right to go out and run, but at least I know I have a plan to do so.
Wonder if you could find a free plan online.
Should we do that? Should we add to this? Because many people aren't going to have the knowledge we have, right? New to the
Fact.
running, New to running, you're going to
Fact.
need resources. You don't want to spend a ton of money on getting a coach or buying a plan, and your camera's gone.
It is?
Yes,
What?
it just shows a big B.
Are you sure?
So, yes, maybe our next episode, I'm positive. Oh, there you are. Maybe our next episode is we find a running plan free and we
I
talk
see
about
a lot of free running plans.
yeah, and we find one that we want to follow and we talk about like the pitfalls and the benefits of whatever plan it is that we find.
So we've got it. So, but think about this. We're going to know like what a good versus a bad 5K plan is.
Yeah, but that's where I mean, yes, but we're not using our own knowledge to create the plan. So I think that could benefit people who are still new to running to say you should probably look for these types of things, right? So,
And so it has to be like if you search it on Google or like whatever you're on your phone, it has to be on the first page.
yeah. Yeah. Katie said Runner's World has a lot of them. And that's a like I think if you're new to the sport, Runner's World's going to be a source of like what you consider to be like good information. I think it's not bad information. I think it's pretty generalized because it has to be.
Couch to 5K plan,
Something like that.
break 30 minutes plan, break 25 minutes plan.
That might be the one. I think it has to be on the first page, but you can dictate what you put into the search engine.
Like what?
Like you said, like break 25 minutes plan. Maybe I want to run 5K of 24 minutes plan. Yeah, couch to 5K
I
is
mean,
most.
how about this? If Katie wants to be a part of the podcast, she should just come on the podcast instead of just piping in her opinion from the refrigerator.
She's sitting on the couch. She did get the refrigerator. She's eating a small Reese's Blizzard.
Dairy Queen?
Yeah, man. I got some Dairy Queen today. Elliot and I went to DQ. I got a large vanilla cone dipped in chocolate. Love that. It's like my go-to. And then I got Elliot a small Reese's Blizzard, and he didn't want to have the whole thing, so Katie's eating the rest of it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what else was a pain in the neck with the 5 or with the half marathon?
What's that?
Running with a phone in my hand the whole time.
You didn't put it under. You were wearing a hat.
I was, but I wasn't. This wasn't our race.
You said no hats for training and everything.
Hmm.
I don't agree with that. You said you can wear whatever you want to wear that we already have.
So,
But
so I
if you
can wear
want to,
my super shoes.
no, clothes, Brad. You said clothes. But if you want, like, we had to go out and get a new outfit for the race. So if you want to
Yes.
race in a hat, you have to buy the hat.
Correct.
Okay, well that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm glad we came to a consensus.
Yes.
Man, I am ugly.
And so what was I just talking about? Oh, holding my phone the whole time.
Yeah, holding your phone. You called me.
I
You,
FaceTimed you
you
while we were doing
FaceTimed
it.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Stephanie, I didn't realize that it was rude during the time, but she got pretty aggravated with me.
For calling me or just calling in general?
Well, I made multiple phone calls throughout the race. I called Kira a few times. I called you. I FaceTimed you. I didn't even just call
Yeah,
you.
you FaceTimed me. So
I
why
was
did she
running
find
and
it to be
taking
rude?
pictures while she wasn't feeling good.
Is it
I
just
was
because she
running
was
backwards. I
so it
was
made her
skip.
feel diminished?
No, she said she was. She said like you start the day and you tell me that you're probably not going to finish because you haven't been running, and then like I've been training this whole time, and now you're running backwards. You're skipping. You're dancing. You're FaceTiming. You're making phone calls, and you finish
So why was she mad about that? She should be proud
because
of
she
you.
was working hard.
Well, yeah, but she should be proud of you for like being able to be a beast and just not train and do a half marathon.
It's kind of what I was thinking. I mean, do you realize what a studly dudley dude you're married to?
You are so Studley and Dudley.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, literally, if I was going to describe myself, or if I was going to be put in the ground in a tombstone, it would say,
Here lies the most Studley Dudley dude you've ever seen, or not. I'm in the ground.
"If you don't know me, look me up. You'll see Studley Dudley."
I mean, we need to put some of those photoshopped images up on on
Have
on
that engraved.
yeah. If it's engraved, they can't tell it's photoshopped,
That's right.
so it's good.
That's right. So, trying to think what else that what else that I think this now that I'm in the middle of the $100 running challenge.
I don't think we're in the
What
middle yet, Brad.
but I'm neck deep in it. Like what I've done basically in a day 3 times the amount of running that you've done.
Here we go again.
I mean, I don't want to belittle you. I just
You
want you
tell
to know
me
how inferior you are.
you tell me to do the right thing, which means to not go out and start a streak, right?
Yes. Yep.
But then you tell me, look at how much more mileage I'm doing than you, dude. And then you know that I'm competitive. So you know that's gonna make me feel like I've got to go out and do more than I'm already doing. Which I
Possibly.
do. I mean I do.
Possibly.
But I should do it in a good fashion. Which means I have to go out and find a free training plan that is gonna meet my needs.
I don't think you or I can run again until we have a training plan.
Okay.
So I think one of the things we need to look up is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks.
Huh. So
And I think most of them are probably going to be like 6 or 8 weeks.
yeah. So I mean that fits. So you just
Well,
run
it
and
fits other than what do we do until the 8 week
you just
training
run
plan
whatever you
starts.
want to with no like or you repeat the first couple weeks.
So are we allowed to add anything on the training plan, or this training plan is all we're allowed to do?
When you say add, do you mean like cross training and stuff?
Do anything like any other running?
No, this has got to be it. So you got to find one that's free.
Well, so listen to this and tell me how difficult this is going to be for both you and I.
Okay.
So this is the Nike 8 week Nike Running Club 5K training plan.
Okay.
Day 1, 8 weeks to go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Take a guess at what the run is.
4 miles.
5 minutes.
Huh. I mean, at least they're not going to overtrain you.
I mean, I think this is good for where you are, but it's not good for
Hey,
me.
I ran 20 minutes today.
Okay. Then day 2, your first speed run, 8 times 1 minute at 5K pace with 1 minute recovery between.
That's not a bad workout.
Day 3, 7 minutes.
So I think the minutes is the issue, but the workout sounded good. Like do a nice like 1.5 miles easy running to warm up and do your strides and stuff, and
Yep.
then 8 by a minute. Like that's pretty solid workout.
Well, listen to this. So, day 4, 5 minute warm up, 1 minute 5K pace, 2 minute 10K pace, 1 minute 5K pace,
Ooh,
2 times 45-second mile pace, 2 minutes 10K pace, 1 minute 5K, 45-second mile, 30-second best pace, 15-second best pace, with 1 minute recovery between all intervals. And I'm assuming their recovery is like
walk.
literally doing nothing.
Yeah. Wow, that's a workout. They expect so like hmm
One, to remember that seems awfully difficult.
that, and also like what have you done to be able to do that? Like if you are truly new, how, if you're only running 7 minutes, could you possibly do that as a workout?
Well, this isn't like couch to 5K.
Yeah, but it's treating it sounds like it's treating it if you're just running 7 minutes in a day.
Day 5 is your long run.
12 minutes.
Might be
Does it say?
1.6K or a 1 mile long run.
What? You're doing more than that, it seems, on your workouts.
If 1 mile is your long run, your 5K pace is probably going to be 10-minute miles
I
at
mean, if
least.
if that,
Right.
it might be 12-minute miles. That does not seem like that. I would not use that plan. That plan seems faulty. And Nike has their name on that?
Yep.
Wow. Huh. I wonder if you can find like a plan that is geared toward like beginner, intermediate, or advanced, right? So that's free. You can
Yeah.
probably do
I
that.
I think I found a pretty good one.
Don't tell me about it. We'll
So
save that.
this is called a 5K training plan, experienced.
Huh.
So, but I think it's probably more than what you or and I could possibly need right now.
But we can build into it.
So this is week 1 of a, yeah, but how do you build into it?
We have 2 weeks.
We have 1 week.
We have 1 week.
So week 1, run session on Monday, 30 to 40 minutes easy at 2 to 3 out of 10 effort. So that
So
seems
that's
pretty easy.
very easy. Yeah.
Warm up, 10-minute easy run at 2 to 3 of 10 effort. Main session, 5 sets of 5 minutes at 7 out of 10 effort with 90-second recovery jog. Cool down
Okay.
5 to 10 minutes at 2 to 3 at 10 effort. So, but 5 sets of 5 minutes, 25 minutes of running at 7 out of 10 effort
A
that's
lot.
pretty intense.
I would have to probably. Are we allowed to modify down, not up? We can't
No, I
add
think
less.
you need to pick a training plan that you can start and finish without modification.
Huh. That's gonna be hard.
Then rest or run 30 to 45 minutes easy, 2 out of 3, 10. Run session on Thursday, 40 to 60-minute easy run, 2 to 3 out of 10. Which, if they're easy runs, are 40 to 60 minutes.
Yeah, but it's 2 to 3 out of 10. So I would imagine truly, if I'm to follow this plan, that's me running like 10 to 10:30 pace right now.
I would say slower.
Do you think slower than 10:30 pace?
I would honestly guess two. Think about it. 2 out of 10 is
I mean,
an all out sprint.
A 10 is all out sprint. Yeah.
Right.
I can run 17 miles an hour.
Okay.
You're just mad because I can.
Not really.
Can you run 17 miles an hour?
Easy.
No, you can't.
That would be so easy, it'd be ridiculous.
You cannot.
I would. It would be. That's a joke.
All right. And
Ah,
your camera's out again. What is
all
wrong with your
right.
setup today?
Take it easy.
I'm not mad.
You seem awfully upset.
Uh-huh. Perturbed. Highly perturbed. All right. I will find a
So
plan
I
that I
think
can
that's going to
do
be one of the
now.
challenges is based off of where we're at today. Like, what's a respectable volume that, like, a realistic volume you can handle right now?
Okay. So I think I could probably handle like 15 miles the first week. That's a lot, but I don't think if I'm making the easy runs really easy, truly, then
Yeah.
I think that's doable. I can't do what I did today.
So you realize once we select this, that's it.
Yeah.
No modifications.
None. Now, obviously, like if let's say you're having an off day and you can't quite hit your workout for one day, that's different than like
I'm saying
modifying
if it
down like
says
a
like
week.
it says the longest run of this whole thing is going to be 35 minutes. You can't go 45 minutes.
Nope. But that also means that you need to be able to do your longest run at the start too.
That's what
So
I
if
mean.
that means, yeah, if that means the 35 minutes and you can only do 28 minutes, that's not ideal either.
I mean, here's the thing. My legs feel absolutely ripe today. They feel amazing.
Even after yesterday,
Honestly, just like mint. They feel unbelievably good.
how do your feet feel?
Good. Like honestly, like
Well, good for you, man. That's exciting
so
news.
I'm guessing I can be doing long runs of easily 15 miles at this
Oh
point.
my God, shut your face. No, you can't.
I would honestly think so. What do you think? So you think what's like what would be a respectable long run for you right now?
For me, right now,
30 minutes, maybe 40.
I would say 40. I could do 40 if I did it right. If I go out and run 10-minute pace, I can do 40 miles
Do you think that's
or
healthy
40
for
minutes.
you?
I don't think it's unhealthy for me if
If
I'm,
I would tell you 30 minutes.
well, I can't do that, Brad. Now we're in a competition.
So what would you tell me my long run could be?
8 right now.
8 minutes?
Miles, Brad.
8 miles? I think that'd probably be fair. So that's over an hour.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a long run. So that would be like 30% of your mileage probably.
This has got me thinking I don't want to do this right now, but I think at some point we've got to write each other's training plan.
We've got to write each other a training plan. Huh. That could be the next step.
I write you a training plan, you write me one, no
Wow.
variance.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's something to think about after our 100-mile or $100 5K.
I think this is going to be a good one.
When is our backyard ultra? It's in March, right?
I don't think we've picked one.
I thought you said the one up in near you.
Is that the one we're doing?
I thought that's what we were gonna do.
Okay.
It works for me.
I
You
think in
look.
October I might do a marathon.
I think there is a. I'm not doing any more road races after this 5K. Not for a while. I think there. Well, my buddy puts on a 60K in December. I might train for that guy, and then in February there's an 8-hour race that I really want to do as well. That I think it's a ton of fun. I've done it before, so yeah.
All right, Jeremy. This has
All
been
right,
fun.
Brad.
It's regionals week for Kira.
Well, Good luck, Kira. I'm sure she's going to do spectacularly.
What do you think the regional times would be?
So for her races,
Yeah.
so she's running the 8 and the 16.
No, just the 16.
So the 16. So does that mean, what do you mean, like how to get out of regionals to states?
No, just like so there's 16 girls, I believe, in
What's the
her heat.
slowest time that got in?
What's the fastest? What's the slowest?
Fastest 451.
Okay.
Slowest,
4:59 is the fastest.
okay. The slowest 514.
Not bad. 5:22.
Okay, I mean I was
So, but
pretty
that's
off on
4
both.
seconds slower than the next slowest.
Yeah, that's a big step off of that.
So, like the seat times are 5:15, 4:59. It's not, or it's just what they just random lane people.
Yeah,
So 5:15, 4:59, 5:05, 5:07, 5:15, 5:05, 5:08, 5:16, 5:11, 5:13, 16, 16, 16, 17, 18, 22.
so Kira's the 511, huh?
Yeah,
She'll have a lot of people to run with.
she will.
That bodes well for good times.
Yes. One, she's just got to run like she's got nothing to lose.
And she doesn't.
Two, you have to be like she has had a really good sprint at the end of every race this year. And so you can't get anxious in the middle of the race. Like you just have to know that you're going to let it come down to the last 150 meters.
Yeah.
So, which is hard to do, like if you have anxiety through the race.
Yeah.
So, but it's one of those things. Like you just have, if you really want to go to states, you have to, she has to basically just like stay at the back of the mix until 150 to go.
How many girls go to states?
Four, and then you can get in, I think the next, like either 2 or 4 fastest times in all of the regions they take.
Okay. So where is she ranked in with her 511 in her region?
Sixth.
Okay. So she's not out of it. She's not the 522 girl who's like really stands no chance unless she like that was a fluke.
Well, it's
So,
seeded off of their best times of the season. It's not
oh,
seeded based off of their
ah,
district times.
gotcha. Yeah, well that 522 girl has no chance then. But 511, what's the next what are the next two girls?
5:08.
It's only 3 seconds. She's just got to stay right there, right on their shoulder. Let them do some work
Like
for her.
you have to do over 3 laps, basically 3.5 laps of saving as much as possible.
That's right.
And
Just kind
just
of
be
settle in.
100% confident that you're gonna figure out a way to kick your way in.
That's it. You got to trust the process. If that's what she's been doing all season, you don't want to change that stuff up.
Well, she's been finishing really well. She hasn't like stayed that like I think it's really hard when you feel like you need to be somewhere to then be out of place during the race. And I
Right.
think then it leads to I think you see this with a lot of people, probably myself included, when I was racing in college or high school, is that when you start getting out of place, like you start losing confidence and you think like, well, you can't make up that ground.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I
So like
remember my 500. When I ran the 500 indoors, I hated the 500. That is the hardest race known to mankind. Um, but I would always go out so slow. I would end up near the back of the pack because I just had no guts. And my coach, who with like 100, like no, it was like 230 meters left, would be standing there, and he would like yell at me, like Jeremy, you gotta go. He would slap me on my ass, and that would like wake me up, and I would just like
pretty sure
take
that's
off.
illegal.
I'm aware, but I would just take off and just
You
like
can't
go.
touch an athlete.
He would slap me on my ass.
That's illegal.
Okay.
They should have DQ'd you.
Well,
That's a fact.
okay.
One of the boys last year was winning conference by like
This is at like a dual meet.
a lap and high-fived somebody coming into the finish line. They DQ'd him, took away
That's
the.
so dumb. I understand not getting slapped on the ass by your coach, like as like a wake up call, like to get you going. But to high five somebody coming in at the finish, like was it unsportsmanlike? What was like the issue?
One, it's illegal.
I understand that, but why?
Why is it illegal?
Yeah,
Because it has nothing to do with the act of high-fiving, and it's the fact that somebody could be handing you something.
but they didn't.
So now it has to be discretionary of when you DQ people.
Yes.
So false starts should be discretionary, not
No,
just
that's a false
it's a
start.
matter of fact what happened.
It's a
You
false
stood
start.
up early, boom, I'm sorry, you're outed.
False start. But you high five somebody at the end of your race with 20 meters to go. What have you benefited from that?
Oh, so what if they did it in the first lap, or if somebody gave them an energy gel because it was a 3,200-meter race?
Okay, well then you DQ them because they benefited from the contact.
So now what you have to do is look at exactly what happened and see if something was exchanged.
Or a benefit happened, yeah. Like I would say yes, the slap on my ass benefited me, so that should not have been allowed.
I would also argue that he may be a pervert.
No, he was not a pervert. He just knew that he had to wake me up.
There wasn't a better way than slapping your rear end, which technically is your private parts.
Oh my God, Brad. There was no ill intent there. It may have happened once. It wasn't like an everyday thing, but I just remember every like at 230 meters, he would be there and he would just yell at me, and it would wake my
Okay,
hours.
that's
Like
different than slapping
he might have done
your
it once,
derriere.
Brad. Anyway, moving on.
I'm saying it's completely inappropriate.
I would say that it wasn't.
Borderline, dare I say, sexual assault.
No, it wasn't.
Why are you shrinking yourself?
I'm not.
You're lowering your chair.
Nope.
Are you done? Whoa.
Now I am. I'm just going to be the head at the bottom of the screen.
All right, you creep.
All right, dude. Come up with
Jeremy.
a training plan, and not until you have one can you run again.
So what can we do in between now and the start of an 8-week plan?
Just do the first 2 weeks or whatever, or the first week.
Again?
Yeah, just redo it. You're still getting
Bet.
mileage in.
Bet.
Bet.
That's a online shake right there.
Okay.
How about this hand? Yep, there we go. Shaking. Shake on
Shake.
it. All right. Dab them up. Dap them up. All right, bud.
All
Hey,
right.
guess
Hey,
what?
what?
Well, now you what?
I love you, man.
Good movie.
It is a
Good
great
movie.
movie. Super
Good
good.
movie.
It's one of
Have
your
you
favorite. Isn't
seen?
it your favorite?
Probably.
The good. I thought the Good Guys was your favorite.
That's
Not
really
the
good
good.
too.
Not the Good Guys. What is it with Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling?
Red. Yeah. Uh, is it the
The-
Good Guys?
Is it? I thought that was the Good Guys. There's a Nice Guys. Is it the or is that
Nice Guys.
the
Nice
Nice
Guys.
Guys? Yeah,
Yeah.
that
The
was
other
the.
guys is Mark Wahlberg and
That's it. Will Ferrell,
yeah,
where he just gets all the ladies.
a desk pop. Their
Uh,
wooden guns in his Prius.
uh, All right. Well,
Hey,
it's time for bed. Is what? Hey,
love you, bud.
love you, man.
See ya.
Later. Later. Later.